Hey guys, this is Yifan. How are you today? And today I'm going to talk about the first lab of EE 542 this semester. As you know, EE 542 is a course in USC Viterbi, and it is focusing on internet and cloud computing. So I think it's a time to get started. Firstly, I think we have to know what it is about a lab. I think the best way to know the lab is to read the official documentation about the lab. And this is the documentation and which is issued by our professor. We can see there are 4 different parts about this lab. The first one is about Linux. What is Linux? And how to install a Linux system in a virtual machine. And the second one is about computer networks. So in this part, we have to build a pretty simple computer network in the VirtualBox. It is pretty, I think the topologic is pretty easy. And in the third part, we have to, it's just like we have to build an enhancement of the part 2. For instance, we should offer the support of DHCP by using vivaOS. It is just like an advanced router systems rather than the software of QGA. It is pretty easy, pretty simple. And for the last part, the fourth part, circuit tutorial, I think it is the last part, but not the least part. In this part, we have to build a client-server model to implement a very simple circuit, and we have to do a serious works to enhance this part. Okay. I think, let's go back to the slide. So, in my opinion and based on my understanding, I have already divided the whole lab into 6 different parts myself. Yeah, and frankly speaking, this part spends me a lot of time, and during my working, I have faced a lot of issues, but fortunately, this part is pretty interesting. So I think let's go to the next page to know what is Linux. What is Linux? I think Linux is our old friend because since I was a pupil, I always use Linux. And as you know, our Android devices and some of devices around us, they are all running Linux. You can see this is the left. This photo on the left side of the page is my laptop. I'm using this laptop right now, and this laptop is running Ubuntu, which is a distribution of Linux. Yeah, let me show you. Let me go to the settings, and I can go to the about. Okay, you can see it is Ubuntu. Yeah, this is my laptop. My laptop here. It is a pretty old laptop, and it is an old school one of ThinkPad. Actually, yeah, my laptop is now 13 years age. Yeah. And yeah, you can see the version is Ubuntu 22.04. And yeah, I think it's time to go to the first task. Of this lab is to install Linux on a virtual PC. So firstly, we have to have a virtual machine software on our physical PC. So as you know, there are a lot of choices we can choose, like the VirtualBox and VMware. So in my opinion, I think VirtualBox is today my choice. The first reason is that VirtualBox is totally free for us. and it is very easy to use. Although VMware offers us a lot of advanced functions, like the more efficiency GPU and so on. But for today's lab, we don't need to use these advanced functions. So just VirtualBox is okay. So firstly, we have to download the VirtualBox to install. We can go to the official website of VirtualBox. Or as you know, my laptop is running the Ubuntu, so we can also use apt to install it. But I like to show how to install it, how to download it by using the official website, because some of students, the majority of students, they are using Windows rather than any kind of Linux. So let's just click the button on the left side of the page, Download. And then we can choose the version of VirtualBox which is suitable for my platform. So I can choose the Linux distributions. Okay, in this page I can select the category of my Linux. So as you know, my laptop is running Ubuntu 22.04. So I can just click here to download the suitable version for me. But I don't want to download it again because I have already downloaded it here. I think we can go to the download folder to see. It is the Ubuntu install package, and the type of this file is DEB. In order to install the DEB, I have to use terminal to install it. Let me create a new window, and I think then, if I want to install it, I can just type sudo. The meaning is super user do. Sudo sudo dkpg. And then I can just I can use dkpg to install it, but I don't need to install it again because I have it. I can only run VirtualBox to open it. Okay, you can see this is VirtualBox Manager, and there are tons of virtual machines here. They are all related to the first lab, and I have already spent tons of time to do them. Okay, never mind. Okay, So now we have the VirtualBox, but the next step is to download the image of the certain distributions of Linux. I like to choose Ubuntu, and specifically, I like to choose Ubuntu Desktop 24.04, which is the latest version of Ubuntu Desktop. And also, I like to choose. I also like to download the Ubuntu server, the old version of the Ubuntu server. Why I have to download the two different versions of Ubuntu? Because by following the documentation of this lab, I have to show how to install the VirtualBox Guest Edition, which means that I have to use the Ubuntu desktop to install the guest editions, because the Ubuntu server does not have the desktop. It cannot install the guest edition. And after this part, I will continue after this part, I will use the Ubuntu server to replace the Ubuntu desktop. The reason is that in the following parts, I don't need to use the desktop. I just need to use the client. I just need to use the command to control it. Okay. So let's try to download the Ubuntu. Firstly, we have to go to the Ubuntu's website, official website, and to select the products. Ubuntu server, Ubuntu desktop are all of the products of Ubuntu. So you can see the Ubuntu desktop. If we click here, we can go to the download page to download it. And this is the latest version, latest long time service version. If I click here, it will be downloaded immediately. But I don't want to download it again. I have it. Let me show you. Yeah, it's here. It's here. It is the Ubuntu Desktop 24.04. And also, I can download the old version of the Ubuntu server. Yeah. I can also download it, but I don't need, I cannot download here. I cannot click this button because it is the latest version. I have to look for the pretty old version. Where is it? Other versions. Yeah. And we can choose the past released version. Okay. Yeah. This is the Ubuntu server 16.04. I like to use this version. Okay. So I also have this install image here. It's located in my hard disk. It is here. Yeah, it is smaller. It is significantly smaller than the desktop version. So it is the reason I'm to use it, because as you know, my laptop just has 16 gigabytes memory, and the CPU, you can see it is the second generation of Intel i0 CPU. So it only has 2 physical cores and 4 threads. It's not a pretty good CPU in today. So on today. So yeah. So I have to use the old version of Ubuntu server to reduce the usage of memory and CPU. Okay, let's go to the next part. Yeah, I think the third thing we have to consider is like you have to clean your hard drive right now, because the virtual machine will use a lot of space of your disk. As you know, my laptop, the hard disk, the internal hard disk just has 4.3 gigabytes available space, which is not suitable. So I have to purchase a new SSD for my laptop, and I have already used USB to connect the new Samsung A70 SSD to my laptop, which is here. Okay, so just proceed. Okay, so firstly, the important thing is to create a new virtual PC in our VirtualBox. So I think it is easy because we just need to click the button New, and we can choose the name to because we can just type a name for the new virtual machine. For instance, I can choose Ubuntu Test. And this is the folder of the virtual machine, including the virtual hard disk. And in the ISO image, I can just choose an ISO image, for the Ubuntu system. I can choose it right now, and I can also do not choose it right now, because after creating a virtual machine, I can select the ISO image manually. So I should select the correct version of the operation system, which can help our VirtualBox to support the properly hardware support to the virtual machine, to the system, to the target system, and we can select the hardware information, like the base memory. The memory, I think for the old version Ubuntu server, just assigning 1 gigabytes or 1500 megabytes is enough. but for the Ubuntu desktop, I think at least we need to choose. We need to assign 2 GB memory, which is required because for the first time you are running, the first time you run the live CD installing image, it will create RAM disk, which will use tons of memory. So I think 2 GB is required. And we also need to create the virtual hard disk, which is pretty important. I think at least 10 GB for Ubuntu server and at least 15 GB for Ubuntu desktop. Okay, so if I click the button of finish, the new virtual machine will be created, but I don't want to create it right. I don't want to create the virtual machine right now because I have already have a lot of virtual machines, including the Ubuntu desktop, Ubuntu servers. Yeah, so just run it is okay. Yeah. Okay, so I think right now, yeah, we can run the Ubuntu. We can run one of the Ubuntu desktop, and this Ubuntu desktop system has 4 GB memory and 20 GB hard disk. Yeah. So let's get started. Okay, I have already clicked the start button, and the virtual machine is being launched. Let's just wait for it because, as you know, my laptop is a little bit slow. The performance is not pretty high. So thank you so much for your patience. It is starting. It is running. Okay, I think it is, yeah. Okay, let's go to the virtual machine. Yeah, I think now it's the time to let me log in. Oh, sorry, my laptop is pretty slow. Okay. Oh, it's pretty slow. I cannot control it. Why? Oh, it's too slow. Yeah, as you can see, in the preview window, we can see our, yeah, but, oh, sorry, it's pretty slow. Let me just reset, yeah. And start it again. I think it's time to let me purchase a new laptop. Yeah, my laptop is an old school version. You can see all of the CPU cores and threads are used 100%. But the memory is enough. I think the good thing of this laptop is that we can upgrade the memory to 16 GB. Oh, sorry. Oh, it is also pretty hard to control. I don't know why. I don't know the reason. But it's pretty hard to control. Oh, never mind. Because I can see the preview. I can see the preview to control it. Give me a second. Let me type the password. Okay. The password is wrong. Let me type it again. Oh, it's pretty hard. Yeah. I don't know the reason, but it's okay. It's not a problem. It's definitely not a problem because I think I can use the can just sorry. Yeah, I think I can use SSH to control the Ubuntu client to show how to install the guest additions. Give me a second. Let me just choose the forwarding the port forwarding information. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's a problem. It's actually a problem. Oh, let me try to start it again. I hope in this time I can control my virtual machine properly. Yeah, it is a problem in my VirtualBox or my operation system or my laptop. I don't know why, but just try it. Give it a second. Don't be rushed. Can I control it? Oh, in this time, you can see my mouse in the virtual machine is also pretty slow. It's pretty slow, and it is almost, yeah, you can. Oh. Let me just, okay, yeah. I entered the wrong passcode. I entered the correct passcode, the correct password, and I think we are logging in. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. You can see it's pretty slow. And I have already installed the guest addition into these systems, because you can see the size because you can see the size of the screen, the resolution of the screen can be changed by the window. Yeah, if I change the window size, it can be changed. I can resize the. Sorry, it's too slow. Yeah, I just want to prove that I have already installed the guest additions. So yeah, let me just power off it, because it is not related to the following parts. For the following parts, I will use the Ubuntu server. It will be quicker. It will be faster. Okay, don't use the Ubuntu desktop on old physical PC. Okay, so let's go to the, in this part, you can see I have already installed it, and I have already installed the guest additions by following the documentations. And I have already installed some of required software like the GCC, G++, Make, Vim, and the OpenSSH, which is pretty important, and I will show it in the following parts. Not this part, not in the Ubuntu desktop. Okay, so let's go to the next page, which is like the build a basic computer network with router and PC. With a router and PCs. Yeah, sorry, it is a grammar issue. Sorry, and I think right now we should go through this tutorial, and this is the tutorial. This is the official tutorial by our professor to build a network, very simple network using VirtualBox. And this is the topology of the network. We will build it soon. And you can see there are 3 routers and 3 PCs. Every single router has 3 ports to each other routers. And every single PC just has 1 port to the nearest router. And also, I think every single virtual machine here, the 6 virtual machines, all of them have their, I think every single virtual machine has additional one port to my physical machine, because I have to use SSH to connect the virtual machine. Okay, so yeah, so I think firstly is to build we need to create a base virtual machine. What is a base virtual machine? Because we have to build 6 virtual machines. We don't need to build the 6 virtual machine one by one. We just need to build a base VM, and we can use the function of a very, very useful function from the VirtualBox, which name is clone. We can use clone function to copy. It's like copy a virtual machine to another. We can copy one. We can just copy one of the base virtual machine to 5 different virtual machines, and I can modify the virtual machine which is being cloned to different functions. Okay, so I have already created the base virtual machine, which is here. Yeah, it is the PC 16041, and the system should be Ubuntu Server 16.04. It is faster than Ubuntu, which is faster than the latest version of the Ubuntu desktop. And I have already used the clone to copy the base virtual machine to 5 different virtual machines and give them different names. Oh, sorry. I built a new group. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now it's right. And let me just start. Let me just launch these 6 virtual machine in a group. So if I click the button start, these 6 virtual machine will be started right now. Okay, yeah, we can see the status of the 6 virtual machines, and all of them are running right now, which means that my laptop will be pretty slow. But yeah, just be patient, because all of them are Ubuntu server. They don't have the desktop GUI, so it is faster. Okay, they are starting. And yeah, I think at this time we can see the setting of every single virtual machine. You can see I just give them 768 megabytes memory, because it is Ubuntu server. It's enough. And for the hard disk, I give them 20 gigabytes hard disk, and I also configured the network. For instance, you can see I give every single PC an additional adapter 2, which is attached to internal network. So you can see the name is internal network 1. Yeah, please note that it is not internet, it is internal net. Yeah, it is different. And the adapter 1, I have already settled the port forwarding, which is pretty important because I like to use SSH to control them rather than use the virtual machine to type something on the command here. Yeah, I don't want to do it directly. So I have already mapped the port 22 in the virtual machine to the port 14501 of the host. Okay, so yeah, and I have already installed the SSH and another required software on the virtual machine. So I think now I can just use SSH to log in this 6 virtual machine. And by following the tutorial, we can see there is a table. Let me find a table. Yeah, it is a table, and we can see every single PC, every single router, every single virtual machine has their own all of them all of them use the port 22 to connect the SSH, and I just forward the port 22 of the virtual machine to the localhost port in my physical PC, and therefore I can just use the terminal, use the SSH to control them. And plus, I also settle the additional adapters. For instance, for the 3 hosts, 3 PCs, I just added the adapter 2, which is attached to the to one of the internal network to the router. And for the 3 routers, every single router has 3 additional adapters, and they are connected to different routers each other. And this is a topologic picture, and we can see we can see the ports. Every single router are connect each other, and the PC are connected to the nearest router. Okay, so I think it is a time to log in the SSH to show something I have done. Okay, so you can see there are six tabs, and I can just use the SSH to log in the virtual machine. Sudo SSH, and the Ubuntu is like the username, and the localhost is the host name, and the last parameter is like the port number. The sudo is not required, but I like to use it. So firstly, I have to type the password of my laptop, my physical PC, my Ubuntu. And secondly, I should type the passcode for the virtual machine's Ubuntu. Okay, I have already logged in the Ubuntu 16.04. It is the PC1's Ubuntu. It is this PC's Ubuntu. So I think right now I have I also need to log in other 5 virtual machines. Let me just type the passcode. Oh, sorry, it's the password, not the passcode. Give me a second. Give me a lot of seconds. Okay. Okay. And this is the router 2. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. It is. Oh, sorry. Let me see. It is the PC2, this is the PC3, this is the router 1, and I have to change the port number to 14602 because I will logging to the PC, the router 2. Yeah, it's correct. And sorry. Okay, I think right now I also need to connect the PC3. Okay, let me type the password. Okay, it is the not PC3. Sorry, it's wrong. It's router 3. Okay, I think all of the virtual machine I have already logged in, and I will show what I have done. So firstly, for the 3 PCs, I just change the file. What is the file? Where is the file? The file is named interfaces. Yeah. In the old version of Ubuntu, we always use the interfaces file to set the interface, like the IP address, the configuration of the ports. Yeah. So I think now let's just use the nano to see the file of interfaces. This file is located in etc network and interfaces. Okay, I think now we can see, there are 2 internet interfaces. And the first one, EMP003, it is just like the interfaces to my physical PC. I have to use this interface because I need to use SSH to connect this virtual machine. And also, you can see there is another one, EMP0S8. This interface is pretty crucial because this interface is connected to the router. So I use the static IP address to connect it, and I have already settled the static IP address, which is 192.168.1.1. Okay, I think it's correct. Let me just exit and go to the second one. Go to the second PC. I think the task I have to do is also to show the interfaces. etc network and interfaces. Okay, let me type the password. Okay, I think then we can see it is same, but the difference is that for the interface EMP0S8, the address of this port is different from the PC1 because they are not in the same subnet. So I have to change the address to a new, which is in a new subnet. Okay, let me exit and let's go to the last PC, which is PC3. I also need to use nano to show etc and network and interfaces. Let me just type the password. Okay, we can see the address is 192.168.3.1. It's correct. Okay, so I think now we have to go through these 3 routers to see the information. And for the routers, I don't need to configure the static IP address. I just need to configure the configuration about the QGA. Yeah, and as you know, the QGA has two major configuration. The first one is Zebra, the second one is OSPFD. So just let me show them sudo nano and etc Kuga and zebra.configuration. And let me just type the password. Okay, and I think right now we can see the information. Yeah, we can see I have already settled these three interfaces, which is ENP0S8, ENP0S9, and the ENP0S10. And then you can see, each of them are connected each other with each other. Yeah, it's correct. And also I have to show the OSPFD. It's pretty hard to read. Yeah, I don't know how to read it. As you know, English is not my first language. Yeah, sorry. And then you can see there are three different interfaces, and the pretty important thing is the following 5 lines. Yeah, and we can see I have already connected the 3 different subnets together, and they can. It's like a router. It's like the function of the router, and I have already settled the passive interface because this interface is connected to the PC, not the router. Okay, I think for the following 2 routers, they are like same, so I think I don't need to show it again. So I think just let I think now let's test it. How to test it? By following the tutorial, by following this documentation, we can use traceroute to test it. I think before it, I also want to use ifconfig command to let you know the IP address of every single virtual machine. So for the PC1, we can see the ENP0S8, the port has an IP address which is 192.168 and 1.1. And I also, for the PC2, you can see it's 2.1. They are not on the same subnet, and they are both static IP address, not dynamic. I think for the PC3, let me also show the IP address. Yeah, it's correct. And for the router, it's correct. For the router 2, for the router 3, everything are correct. I have config. If I cannot use my if I cannot read more, I can just use the tube sign with with less, and then we can just read it by using the arrow. Okay, it's correct. Everything are correct, and and right now, just test them. Traceroute 192.168. What? 192.168.2.1. Okay, you can see it is pretty good because the package will go to the outgoing gateway first, the router first, and it will transfer to another router and will go to the final destination, 192.168.2.1, which is the PC2. and we can see the topologic picture again. So in this test, I just send a packet from PC1 to PC2, and the packet the packet from here to the router 1 first. So we can see this line. It will be sent to the router 2 secondly. So we can see this line, and finally it will be sent to the PC2. So we can see the final line. Okay, so let me just also use the trace route to test the packet from PC1 to PC3. Okay, it's correct, and it's pretty quick. It's correct. It will go to the outgoing gateway first, and it will go to the router 3, and finally it will go to the PC3. It's a final destination. And let's also try it in the PC2. Trace route 192.168.1.1. We can try to test the packet from PC2 to the PC1. Okay, it's correct. And from PC2 to PC3, it's also correct. So finally, let's also test the packet from PC3. Trace route from PC3 to PC1. 192.168.1.1. Okay, we can see it's correct. And if we want to send it to the PC2, is that also correct? Let's see. Okay, it's correct. So we have already finished this part, and everything are successful. Okay, let's go back to the slides and go to the next part. The next step is to I forgot my slides are pretty detailed. My slides have pretty detailed information about how to install it. So I have wrote down the detailed steps of how to create a virtual machine, how to select, how to configure the port forwarding, how to set the static IP by using the interfaces. I think you can, if you want to do it again, you can see my tutorial. Okay, so everything are fine. The tests are passing. The tests are passed. All of the tests are passed. Okay, so okay, let's go to the next part. Is to build a simple network, including 2 hosts and 1 router myself. So let's see the official documentation first. I also need to use the QGAT to become the router, and I have to use 2 Linux machines. So I have already created a new group of virtual machines. There are 2 virtual PCs, VPC1 and VPC2, and the third virtual PC should be the virtual router. There are also these 3 of them are Ubuntu 16.04. Okay, so I think for this part, firstly, let me just show the topology of this part. So, can you see this picture? I'm sorry, it's a little bit small, but let me just change the size. it's hard to change. Oh yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So firstly, there is a router. There is a central router, and the router has two different ports. The first port is to connect. The first port is connected to the PC1, and the second port is connected to the PC2. And every single PC just has one port to the router. And please do not forget that every single virtual PC has an additional network adapter or additional port, which named EMP0S3, which is connected to my physical PC, because I also need to use SSH to control it. Okay. So let me see my configuration, and you can see, yeah, I also use the port forwarding in order to use SSH 14521, which is the first virtual PC, and I also enable the network adapter 2, in order to build a very simple network, which is an internal network. Okay, and for the router, you can also see, the router I have already settled the port forwarding to 14531. And the PC2 is 14522. The virtual PC1 is 14521. It's hard to remember because there are tons of virtual machines. And the adapter 1, which is, for the router, there are two additional adapters. The adapter 2 is connected to the VPC1, by using this name, and the adapter 3 has a different internal network name in order to connect with the virtual PC 2. Okay, so it's time to start these three virtual machine. But as you know, my laptop, the performance is not pretty high, so I have to close the 6 virtual machines because I don't need to use them. I can just power off them. Okay, so now it's the time to start. Just give my laptop a second. Okay, I think now these 3 virtual machine has been started, and I will use the terminal to connect them. Let me just find the terminal which has 3 tabs. Okay, it's here. Okay, so I think right now just let me use the SSH to connect them. So firstly, I have to connect the virtual PC1. So the port number should be 14521. Let me just type the password for the physical PC and the virtual machine. Okay, it has been logged in, and for the second one, it's 14522. Let me type Let me type the password. Okay, and for the third one, yeah, it's not VYOS. VYOS is the next part. It's 14, 5, and 31. Okay, it's right. Okay, so now we are logged in, and I think now we can just I can just show the configuration of two PCs first. So in this part, I also use the interfaces. The file of the interfaces to configure the static network. So let me just use the nano to show. I don't like to use the cat to show. Yeah, I think nano is better. etc network and the interfaces. Let me type the password. Okay, and you can see ENP0S8. Yeah, it is the port which is connected to the router, and the way to get the IP address is static rather than DHCP, and the IP address is correct. Okay. And for the second one, I also need to use nano to show the same thing. Oh, let me see what is. Oh, sorry. Okay. Just give it a second. Sorry, it's pretty slow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, and then we can see the configuration is correct. And for a router, I also need to show two configuration files, which are about the QGuard. And the first one is Zebra. Oh, sorry, I have to use the nano. Zebra.configuration, and then sorry, I forgot to type the Okay, I think right now we can see the configuration is correct, because there are two different interfaces, and they are binding to different IP address in different subnet. And now let me just also show the another configuration. Yeah, it's here. You can see there are two interfaces, which is connected to different network, different subnet, and I think the pretty important thing is like the following three, almost the last four lines, and which plays a whole role in the which plays the important role in the router, because the OSPFD will transfer the packet from one subnet to another subnet. It's like the function of the router. Okay, so now let's test. So before test, I also need to show the fconfig. I think it's pretty important. Okay, yeah. Now we can see the IP address is correct. It is a static IP address. And then I think I can show, yeah, I also need to show the fconfig. Yeah, it's correct. And for a router, it's like the same thing. Yeah, there are two different ports and the IP address is also different. And then let me use the trace route to test. Trace route 192.168.2.1, which can test the packet from PC1 to PC2. Okay, we can see it's correct because the packet will go to the outgoing gateway first, and it will be transferred to the final destination. And then it's same. It's like the same thing because I also need to test the packet from PC2 to PC1. So I also need to type trace route 192.168.1.1. Okay, it's right. Yeah. So yeah, I can. Yeah, I think it's correct. Everything is pretty good in this part. Okay, so let's proceed to the next part. Yeah, there are some of the details about how to configure them. Yeah, it is the test result. It is pretty good, and yeah, let's go to the next part. And this part in the official documentation, it's named the part 3, replacing Kuga with VYOS. So in this part, we have to build we have to get the VYOS first, because the Kuga does not support the DHCP, which is pretty old and pretty simple. Yeah, pretty naive, I think. So I have to use the VYOS. Okay, so how to get the VYOS? I think all of students will think that we can go to the official website to download it. Is that right? I think it's just partly right because in the VYOS official website we can get the it is a web page about how to get VYOS. So you can see we can download the nightly buildings here. If I go to the nightly buildings page, it is pretty interesting that we can get the latest versions about the nightly building versions. Do you think they are stable? I don't think so, because I used this version. Not this version. This version. Yeah, I used this version to try how to configure the DHCP, but it is not successful. I used tons of time to figure out this problem. So yeah, I don't know what is the reason I cannot figure out this problem. So I have to think how to avoid this problem. So I found the older version. Which is here. Yeah. Yeah, in this website we can find the older version, and then I tried to use the older version to try to configure the DHCP. It was definitely successful. So I don't think the nightly build version is stable. Yeah, and as you know, the Vivian OS official Vivian OS does not offer the stable version to us. They just offer the stable version to the commercial users. They will pay for it. So I think today I don't think Vivian OS is an open source router platform. I don't think it is an open source software. Okay, so I don't want to say more about it. So just proceed. Just use the Vivian OS 1.3 to proceed. Okay, so firstly we have to install the Vivian OS on VirtualBox. Yeah, it is here. I use the Vivian OS 1.3 and I also use use Ubuntu 16.04 for the hosts for the PCs. And what is the top logic of this part? Yeah, I write a lot. For the by following the documentation, there's no more detailed information about how to create the network and what is the specific top logic, but based on my understanding, I think I can just use this top logic, which is like the router just has one port, and these two hosts are located in are connected to one of the root are connected to one port in the only one port of the router. Why I don't want to create two ports for the router and let the host to connect to every single port? Why? Because we have to use DHCP to assign the dynamic IP address. So if I just connect the different hosts to different ports, they will not, the different hosts will not located in the same subnet, and we cannot see the how DHCP worked to assign the different dynamic IP address. I don't know how to speak it, but I think you can get my opinion. Let's just proceed. So firstly, we also need to configure firstly we need to install the Vivian OS, and we have to enable some of interface, SSH, and to configure the DHCP, the NAT. And right now, just let me show my configuration. So firstly, let me just close these three virtual machines because I don't need to use them later. Okay, after closing them, I can just launch these three virtual machines. Okay, they are starting, so just wait for them. I think at the same time we can show the configuration of the network. So then, I also need the port forwarding to forward them in order to use the SSH to control them. So the Vivian OS router, which is related to the port of the host 14599. and I also use adapter. Yeah, just one additional adapter to connect with the to connect to the different PCs. So PC1, PC2, they are all connected to this internal network. Okay, and yeah, you can see it is same. And the PC1, I have forwarded the guest port 22 of the virtual machine to my physical PC's localhost 14591. So I can use my terminal to connect them. Let me just find that terminal. Yeah, it's here. Okay, so this one I will connect to. I will log into the PC1. Let me type the password. Let me type again. Okay, so the second one I will connect to the 14592, which is the PC2. Okay, it's correct. And for this one, it's different. Yeah, it's 14599, and it is not Ubuntu. The username should be Viva OS because it is the router. And let me type the password of the router. Okay, they are all logged in, and I think it's a time to test. Oh, sorry, it's not test, to show my configuration first. So as you know, it is a DHCP part. So for these two PCs, the way to obtain the IP address will be DHCP, not static IP address. So let me just show the interfaces. I also want to use Nano to show it. Sorry, I just have one. Yeah, sorry. Network and interfaces. Okay. Oh, okay, you can see for the interface EMP0S8. Yeah, it's DHCP. And for this one, it's also DHCP. And for the Viva OS, it's a router. So let me just show the configuration about it. Just show configuration. Yeah, but before that, I will let you know some of basic basic operation of the Viva OS, because I have learned it by the official documentation of Viva OS. Although, frankly speaking, I don't like Viva OS, but definitely the official tutorial of Viva OS is pretty. I think they are pretty good to help me to learn it. So if I need to go to the configuration mode, I have to type configure, and yeah, and if I just if I have done some of configuration, I need to type the commit and save. Then my configuration will be active, and yeah. And I can use this command to figure the interfaces and the SSH and the DHCP and NAT. It's pretty useful. And let me just show them. Yeah. Then you can see you can see it is like the interfaces. There are two interfaces. The one is like the interfaces to my physical PC. The interface to my the interface to my physical PC, and then another one, ETH1. It is like the interface to these two hosts. Yeah, and and the router's address should be 192.168.88.1. And for the NAT, I have already settled the NAT, and I have already settled the DHCP. You can see, I chose the subnet, which is 192.168.xt8.0, and which is a subnet, and the default router is 88.1. And the lease should be 1 day. It's 1 day, but the unit is like the minute. In the range of the DHCP of the assigning IP address should be from the 88.9 to 88.254. Okay, that's all. And it's not all. It's just all of the configuration. And I also need to show the ifconfig to let you know the IP address is correct. The router's IP address is 192.168.88.1. So now, I think if everything is correct, I use the ifconfig to show the IP address of the PC. It should be in the subnet of the it should be in the same subnet of the router. So let me just show. You can see it is just the first IP address of the range of the DHCP assigning range. And for the PC2, let me just do the same thing. ifconfig. You can see it is good. 88.10. And I also want to use the trace rule to test. If everything is pretty good, if I use the PC1 to test the PC2, 88.10, it will directly connect to the PC2. You can see it is directly connected to the PC2. Why? Because let's go back to the slide to see the top logic. You can see they are on the same subnet, and therefore, if the host 1 want to send a packet to the host 2, there's no need to go through the router. Just let the switch to. It is a virtual switch. Let the virtual switch to forward the packet to the host 2. Okay. So I think everything is good. I have already finished this part. It's successful. And let's go to the next part. The next part is about how to build a socket. Not build a socket. How to emulate a socket in a CS model. The CS stands for client and server. It's not computer science. So let's just go through the tutorial, and it is here. So for the first part, I have already downloaded a sample code, and the sample code, the first sample code can just implement a very, very, very simple client and server model to implement the socket connection via TCP. And if I just if I launch the server on a certain port number, I can launch the client and give the client 2 parameters. The first parameter should be the host address. the host name, and a second parameter should be the port number of the server. And I think right now we can. I think right now we can just test them on a virtual machine, on a different virtual machine, and you can see I have already built two virtual machines. One is the server, the second one is the client, and they are all of them are Ubuntu server 16.04. Okay, let's just try to test them. Firstly, let me close the executed virtual PC to release the memory use. Okay, so let me just start the server and the client. I don't need to start the router because in the part 4, in the final part, I never use the router to connect because there are only two hosts. I can use the very simple topologic. It's just like use a wire to connect the server and the client. You can see I use the first adapter is the NAT adapter to my physical PC in order to let me use SSH. Yeah, I have already settled the port forwarding, and the adapter 2 is attached to the internal network. And this is the client 4. You can see, not client 4. It's a client. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. Sorry. Yeah, and which is attached to the, they are attached to the same name of the internal network. And I have already settled the port forwarding to 14702. So let's just start these two virtual machine and use the terminal to control them. Okay, and I will use SSH. Just wait a second. Okay. Let me type the password. Okay, and I have already logged in the PC1. And for the PC2, it's not PC1, it's actually the server. And for the PC2, it's not PC2, it's not the client, it's the client. Let me also type the password. Okay, it's successful. And I think now I can show the I have already downloaded I have already downloaded these two C source code file to the in the virtual machine by using the command wget. If I just copy the link address to here, you can see it will be saved on the current folder. Let me just list them. Yeah, you can see the server.c is saved, but it is like there's already has one server.c. So this one will be renamed to the server.c.1, but it's okay because I don't need to use it. I've already saved all of them in this folder. So let me just cd here. yeah, you can see there are a lot of C code and the programs. Okay, so the PC2 is same. Yeah, there is also a folder about the part 4. Okay, let's just try to launch the server. Oh, sorry. Before that, let me just show the IP address because it's pretty important. ifconfig. You can see the IP address of the server should be 192.168.1.1, and for the client, let me also show ifconfig. It should be 192.168.1.2. Okay. So I think then, yeah, we can try to test the server, and I can choose a port number myself. For instance, I can choose 800 or 900. Oh, sorry, not 100. 9,000. Okay. Yeah, I think now the server is being running, and it is just waiting for the client. We can go to this page. Yeah, it is like the steps of the socket. I think the server is now on this is now listening to this port and just wait for the client. I can let the client to launch. The client program has 2 different parameters. The first parameter should be the IP address of the server. It's a host name, so I think I can type the IP address. It's okay. It's same. And the port number, it was 9,000. Okay. I think now they are connecting. Yeah, they are in these steps, and the client can send a message to the server. Let me just send a very simple message. Hi, how are you? Okay, and we can see the server sent an acknowledgement about I got your message, and we can see the server really got the message here. Okay, so it is the first very simple program, but it is not pretty good because it is not same as the real world server and client, because after the server receive a message, it will be concluded, it will be terminated immediately. You can see, I cannot, the server cannot receive a message again automatically. So I think the first enhancement is to let the server be able to receive message, receive a lot of message automatically. So I think I have already enhanced the code by using the fork function. The fork function is pretty important to do this enhancement, because it can create a new thread to do something. Okay, so I have already enhanced as the server 2. So let me just do the server. Let me just launch the server 2. Oh, sorry, I forgot a point. How can I compare the server? how can I compare the C source code to the program? I think I use the GCC to compare it. Because you can see it is just a simple C code. It's not the C++. So we don't need to use the G++. But you can use it. I just use the GCC. It's okay. And GCC, we can, for instance, server 2. And we can, server 2.c. We can just add a parameter output. And we can type the name of the new output program. For instance, I can choose server 2 test. Okay, it is successful. I can list them. You can see this is the server 2 test. It was being compiled successful. So let me just try to launch the server 2 test. Server 2 test, and I can also select a port number myself. 9999. Okay, it has been launched, and I can come to the client to use the same client before to connect the new server, because we don't need to change the client's code. Okay, they are connected. They are connecting, and I can send a message from the client. I will say hi. I think the server got the message. The server really got the message, and it is magic that you can see the server 2 is continue able to receive a message again, because it is not concluded. It has not concluded yet. So now I can send a message again. Hi, how are you? Sorry. I want to ask the server, are you good today? The server got my message. And also, can I introduce myself? This is Yifan. And I am an international student from China. From China. Okay. And the server got the message. It's correct, and we can try to. It's correct. And there is also a part about how to use the UDP IP protocol to send the socket. It is different because the UDP is the contactless. It's a contactless protocol. I also have already download the file, download the C code in the virtual machine. We can just see them. Let me conclude it manually and see the server UDP and the server and the client UDP. But I never show the code, so I think now let me just show the code first. For the server and the client, for the server and the client, the code is pretty simple and easy to read. You can see the pretty important thing is the function. It's the calling of the function of socket. It's here. The function of socket will just create a socket, and there are a lot of functions like the band, listen. It will be listening to the it will be listening to the it will be listening at the certain port. And also it can read some message from the client, and it will also send a feedback to the client, and the client will know the message is now being the client can know the message is now being received at the server. And the client is like there's a little bit different. Yeah, it's like the stage of the circuit is different, because the client does not need to bind to listen. Yeah, it just need to send. Yeah. Okay. And I can also show the UDP, client UDP. And I also need to choose a port number, which is 7171. Oh, sorry, usage server port. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's wrong. I have to launch the server first. Sorry, the video is too long. I'm a little bit tired, but it's okay, because it's pretty interesting. The lab is very interesting. So for the server UDP, I should choose a port number, which is 7172. Okay, it is started, and it is just listening, and I can now I can now launch the client UDP. Firstly, I also need to type the host name, which is same to the IP address, and 7171 the port number. Okay, so now I can send my message. I can say hi, and oh, sorry, it's not 71, it's 7172. Okay, I can say hi. Okay, and I think the server got my message. Yeah, it got my message. And I can also introduce myself. Yeah, I'm Ifan. Okay, yeah, they got my message. There's no problem. And the final part, the last one is like the running the circuit in a Unix domain. Yeah, the Unix domain is different from the internet circuit. The Unix domain is not a remote protocol. It's just like a local protocol. It used to let different programs contact in the same PC. For instance, if I run two different programs, like the app 1 and app 2, application 1, application 2 in my computer, if I want to let the application 1 send a message to the application 2, I can use the Unix domain because they are on the same PC. Can you understand? Yeah. Okay. So as you know, my laptop is running Ubuntu. It's not Windows. It's a Unix-like system. It's a Linux system. So I can just run it in my physical PC rather than the virtual PC. So I can use the Virtual Studio. Yeah, there are the codes of the Unix domain server and the Unix domain client. I can just run it. Yeah, I have already compiled them. You can see. Yeah, I use a GCC to compare them. So firstly, let me launch the server as the port number 7015. Okay, we can see there is a new file has been created, which name is 7015. Yeah, I think this name plays a very important role in the Unix domain socket. And I can also launch the client, and I don't have to type the host name because they are on the same PC. So I just have to need to type the port number. Okay, and right now I can enter my message. How are you, server? Not sir, it's server. Okay, my server has already received this message. Okay, I think it is successful, and it is almost all parts of this presentation. Yeah, and okay, so thank you so much for your patience. It's a pretty long lab, and I have already do the presentation more than 100 minutes. It's pretty long. So thank you so much and have a nice day. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will answer you immediately. Thank you.